This is my brand new M&P M2.0. And if you look and see, I have an Apex tactical trigger installed in it. And I had the first one. I liked it a lot. And I put the, I traded it in for this one. And I had the polymer trigger. Yeah, it was still good, but this one is better because the face, it's also more comfortable. This one is all aluminum. And as you see, as I depress it here, it has a flatter face on it. And I mean, it's really comfortable to shoot. And I didn't think it would fit in a new version, but it did. And it's good. Like, I didn't even get the springs and the sear and all of that stuff because this model, compared to my old M&P, and I had one that was broken in, had a lot of rounds through it. It came off to have a lighter, crisper trigger pull than the first one. So I didn't think I needed to go too much lighter on a trigger. So I just said, let me just install the trigger. And excuse me, I also put the to smooth it out, I put the Apex striker block in. And it really cleans it up. I didn't have that in my last gun. I didn't put that in it, you know. But I see that really cleans it up. I mean, it is very smooth. All that grittiness, you take all of that out. But I just wanted to show you that on the new M&P, the Apex tactical trigger works, and it is straight out of the box. It is nice. And here's the take up here. There's your take up. There's your break. And it is crisp, like a piece of glass. And in an M2.0 version, you had noticed it has a more refined reset, if you can hear it. More tactile. Listen. There's the break. And I went to the range with this thing, man, and I'm telling you, next time I'll take some pictures or I'll video the groups that I was shooting. And I'll tell you something, man. I'm impressed. At first, this, you know, if you watch all the new M&P reviews about it or not, the M2.0 has a more aggressive texture on the gun. At first, it took me a second to get used to it. It felt like, it felt rough, like holding sandpaper 24 hours. You know what I mean? For the amount of time that I was shooting the gun, it felt like just sandpaper. But I'm telling you, it has grown on me. I have gotten used to this, and I like it. And when you shoot this gun, you're gonna see how well this comes in handy. I mean, it's in there. It's not going nowhere. It doesn't walk around or none of that. You get the right palm swell that fits you, and this thing, it shoots like a sewing machine. There was a guy shooting the, what was it? I think it's the VP9, which was a nice pistol. And, you know, I fired his, he fired mine, and I'm telling you, with this gun, I don't care how nice the trigger, how nice the gun is. For me, the ergonomics of this gun and the shape and the angle and the borax, everything, you know, I'm not an expert in nothing. I hope that I'm explaining this clear enough for everybody out there that watches this video to understand where I'm coming from. This gun, the way it's set up right now for me, is a gun that if I were an officer, law enforcement, or anything of such, or I was in a home defense situation, until there's another contestant that can prove me wrong, this gun, I'm shooting better than I ever have. I mean, I'm shooting groups that are right on top of each other. I mean, bam, 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 bam. Bam. Every now and then I would have one that would fly a little further off, but that was just me operating it. But when I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, lining up my sights right, not jerking the trigger, breathing right, got the right stance. When I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I can't miss with this gun. And I think you can do that with any gun, but I'm more comfortable doing it with this one. And I'm not trying to big up Smith & Wesson. They don't pay me or nothing like that. I bought this gun out of my own pocket. And I really like it. I like the new upgrades. You know, it has a metal magazine eject now. One thing I do not like about it is the old one had this nice feature where when your chamber locks back when the slide locks back after the last round, and you drop the magazine, you slap the loaded one in pretty hard like that, it would lock forward and it would be ready to go again. And a lot of guys at the gun club that I'm in, we run our little drills and do whatever we do. When they would see me do that, they would be like, wow, that's a nice feature. But I'm hearing M&P put a whole new slide lock on here. The last one was spring loaded. This one is friction loaded now. Meaning, let me take it apart for you. Meaning, I got a lot of oil on this thing, so it's gonna be shining, fellas. The last one, it had a spring holding it down. Like, it would stay down. You would have to push it up, or the magazine would have to push it up in order for it to come up. Now, it's friction. Like, this little notch here holds it down with, I mean, I don't want to say it's friction. I guess you can call it it squeezes down over it and it holds it in place like that. And this little piece here is what brings it down because of the shape of it, the aerodynamics of it. When it's up into this little notch here that's cut in the slide there, when you pull back, the ergonomics of it pushes it down so you can chamber around. And if you look and see, it's not the shape of it going forward. When you push it up on it, it's designed to catch it, and that's fine. You know, I have no problem with it now. I can't do that no more. But that is one thing I am going to miss about it. And I'm left-handed, so I have to work this a little different to show you. So if you can see what I'm saying, that little notch goes up into there, and when you pull back, it pushes it down. It allows it to clear to go forward. So when you push up on it, which what the magazine would be doing, you'll see how it falls up in the hole. But it works good, you know. I think the other feature was better for us if you were in some type of combat or whatever, but I can do without it for all the other upgrades, which would be the texture on the grip, the slightly lighter trigger, the new reset in it, and they have a steel insert in here now. And this is a whole lot more. It's tougher, it's firmer, and it's also where they have the serial number at on the gun. And all that works fine. The only negative I can think, well, there's one more negative, and I'll explain that to you. And it's all about the slide stop. You know, of course, it doesn't. You can't slap a magazine again and it pops forward. You have to either rack it or push it down like this. But now I got like over 1,000 rounds through this gun now. And the more you shoot it, it loosens up and it gets better. But when I got it first out of the box, this thing was so stiff on the slide, it was ridiculous. Over here on this side, it was very hard to push down to lock the slide, but you can do it. I mean, you just put the amount of pressure and you can do it. But by me being left-handed, oh, let me lock this thing back. But by me being left-handed, this side here isn't as easy to push as this side. And I'm telling you, when I first got it out of the box, I would hurt my hand trying to push it down. But now this thing is loose. After shooting it all around through it, it locks, it's fine. So it's getting better within time. And I must say, I like this gun. You know, all the magazines are exchangeable. You know, I got old ones that still work. And there was a lot of stuff I did on the first one. I had one of the very, very first M&Ps. I had mine a while. I had mine like probably 7 to 8 years, something like that. So it was one of the very, very first. And as time went on, they started to put a little more stippling on it and all that. You can buy different back straps and stuff. I had mine sent off where I had people actually make some aggressive stippling in it, but it still wasn't as aggressive as this. This stuff here is different. I mean, I think Smith is on to something with this here. But I don't have to do anything to this one. I don't have to do anything with it. Only thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna buy a 9mm barrel, and I'm gonna buy some 9mm mags, and I'm gonna change it out, and I'm gonna shoot 9mm in, you know, cause this is a 40, and I've seen some real good prices on 9mm, man. I'm starting to shoot a lot more, so I want to get the best price on ammunition. 9mm is cheaper than 40 caliber, but you know, M&P M2.0 with an Apex tactical trigger. Whew, I love it, man. This is the gun I'm gonna keep on my nightstand, and I'm gonna keep it in my car when I'm leaving. When they come out with a compact version of it, I'll get that one and I'll take that one with me when I leave the house. But right now, this is my nightstand. I got a light I put on it at night, and this is what I use. So, you know, just letting everybody know out there, if anybody want to know if the Apex tactical trigger still fits in the new M&P. So if you have an old one and you got this trigger in there, it will fit the new ones. Thank you.